And I don't remember what I said, but I think it ended up with, "You need a daddy hug?" She's like, "Yeah." And then all of a sudden, she walked out there and did what she needed to do. Progressing a little bit, and I think about the next couple of years, and thinking about kind of the type of person that she was growing into. And so she was always, let's just say, any parents of any teenage girls, you guys know, the emotions that say hit middle school or what? One week it is on a high, the next week it's on a low, and it's just a ride of roller coasters. But, so there, let's just say there were a lot of passionate discussions in the Spurlin household through those years. And as parents, we always know our kids. So I look at Amanda, and I know, whether it was pain, whether it was frustration, whether it was hurt, whatever she was feeling, what would I say? Do you need a daddy hug? And sometimes she'd come over smiling, sometimes she'd be scowling, but at the end of the day, she immediately felt better. I immediately felt better, I'm loving it, so just so everybody knows. And then she hit high school, played sports, had great teammates, loved her teammates. I don't know anybody that was more caring. Amanda is literally, she is such a caring person that once you enter her world and once you're fortunate enough that she loves you and she takes you there, she'll do anything. She wants you to know how special you are to her. Even a homeless lady.
Oh, God.
I know, you're wondering where I'm going with this, right? So every day to school, Tampa Catholic, she passed a homeless lady, and all of a sudden, I hear she bought the homeless lady a cane. She could not, saw the lady every day. Now me afterwards, I'm the protector of the group, so I'm like, wait, you guys stop and talk to a homeless person? But that's her heart. So again, highs and lows, the daddy hugs, and then she lied to me. You ready for the lie? So the lie is, she said, very seriously, Lisa and I were talking, we were talking to Amanda in the kitchen, and Amanda was serious. And she's like, "Dad, Mom, I'm gonna focus on school. I'm not gonna focus on any boys. I'm gonna buckle down on school, and this is what." Now, I believe it wasn't a lie at the time, because she was serious. But then, in the not too distant future, she found somebody. And I don't know if you guys know this. So, let me tell you. So, the first time I was introduced to Brett was Nick. But Nick actually was, I walk in the house from coming home from work, and Nick is cracking up, like just hysterical, and he's looking on his phone, and I'm like, it could be one of a million things. I walk over, and I'm curious, and there's this kid on the video that's doing a flip off of the stage at school onto a table. I'm cracking up. I'm like, I love this kid. I'm like, who is this, Nick? He's like, "Oh, it's this kid Brett on the football team." I said, "Defensive player?" He said, "Yeah, linebacker." I said, "Shocking." So Brett actually been over the house a bunch of times and hung out with Nick quite a bit. And then it was one day, Nick wasn't home. Brett came over. "Brett, hey, what's your, Nick's not here." He said, "All right, I'm gonna hang out with a man for a little bit." I was like, huh. So totally conflicted, just so you know, because I hate every boyfriend, but I love Brett. So I knew what to do. But in all seriousness, I got to learn more about Brett, and I got to understand Brett, and I got to see the boy that he was, and I got to see he was super polite. And by the way, before I forget, because I'm going to forget, if you don't stop calling me Mr. Spurlin, I got you. So no, he's a great kid. And as we're learning about Brett, Lisa and I immediately fall in love with him. Because those of us that know him, he has a huge heart. He is devoted to everything he does. And he is just, quite frankly, the man now that we always hoped our daughter would marry. So. So, am I getting a nose yet? Is everybody telling me time to land my plane? Am I good? Am I good on time a little bit? All right, so here we are. West Point cadet, formerly Army lap night football player.
Where they at? Where they at? Where they at?
So needless to say, you all probably know Amanda worked. It was to go see Brett's games. So she was there. We got to experience, and we got to learn not only Brett, but we got to meet Brett's amazing mother and father, brother and sister, and their extended family. So to me, family is the most important thing anybody could ever live for. And to see that family, and to see how they are a family in every gathering, and Amanda would come home before we even met them, and that's what drew Amanda to the family. So I hope you guys all know, if you're in this room, there's a very special place in your heart, in Amanda's heart for you, because she was immediately hooked. All right, so here we go. Let me land my plane a little bit. When I think of Brett, I already said it, I can't think of a better man to marry my daughter. I can't think of anybody who is very similar. I have to say, I'm not going to say women marry people like their parents, but I see Brett as a protector. I see Brett as somebody who his devotion, his heart, how he cares about people, and how he gives everything to what is important to him. And to me as a father, I couldn't ask for more. So I am elated that Brett, I'll say he's not part of, and he's been part of our family the past 6, 7 years. So now they're landing their plane. So I hope you all join me in raising your glass. Before I get there, I know we already talked about it, but so my wife Lisa and I gotta mention it real quick. So my wife Lisa and I just celebrated 31 years. She is still the most beautiful woman I know. And if you guys lived half a life as happy as Lisa and I have been, I couldn't imagine not growing old with her. And you guys are just starting. So I'm wishing you, we are all wishing you the very best, the happiest life that you guys could ever have together. And before I raise our glass, I'm ready to be a grandfather, so let's get to stepping.
Time I saw you with her, it was only a matter of time. I loved her first, I held her first, and a place in my heart will always be hers. From the first breath she breathed, when she first smiled at me, I knew the love of a father runs deep. And I prayed that she'd find you someday, but it's still hard to give her away. I loved her first.
I was just going to say, I guess you needed a daddy hug.
From the first breath she breathed, when she first smiled at me, I knew the love of a father runs deep. Someday you might know what I'm going through, when a miracle smiles up at you. I loved her first.